Welcome back to The Pivotal Point with Dwayne Barnes. I am your host, Dwayne Barnes, and today we're stepping into a conversation that's rarely spoken, but deeply lived. I'm talking about the grief you carry for things you never received, the safety you didn't have, the love that never came, the protection that wasn't there, the emotional security you craved but were never given. You see, many people are walking around right now with open emotional wounds, not because something was taken from them, but because something was never given to them. Unmet needs leave invisible scars. And here's the truth. You cannot fully heal what you will not allow yourself to grieve. And today we're going to talk about how to grieve what you never had and why it matters and how you can finally begin releasing pain that you may have carried for years, sometimes without even knowing it. Let's get into it. So, what is grief and why is it bigger than death? Pivotals. You see, we've been taught to associate grief with death. But grief, as I've learned, is much, much bigger than that. Grief is the heart's response to loss. And not all losses are physical. Some losses are emotional absences. A mother who couldn't nurture, a father who couldn't protect, a childhood where safety never arrived, a life where you were never fully seen, heard, or validated. You didn't lose it. You never had it. And that kind of loss can live in your body like a quiet scream. I know this story because I've lived it. For years, I carried anxiety, hypervigilance, and fear. And as I've said before, I thought I was just nervous or just overly sensitive. But I've come to learn the truth. And the truth was I was grieving safety, grieving security that never arrived. And it wasn't until I gave myself permission to name that loss, to say out loud, I didn't feel safe. I don't feel safe. I deserve safety. And once I did that, I feel like that is when my real healing began. But what are the hidden costs of unmet needs? We've been talking about that in the previous episodes. We discussed that. So when grief for unmet needs stay buried, it shows up as anxiety and hypervigilance, fear of abandonment, overgiving in relationships, struggles with intimacy and trust, emotional triggers that don't even make sense, constantly performing for love and validation. Unprocessed grief turns into coping mechanisms. You may find yourself constantly chasing what you were originally denied. Safety, belonging, love, validation. And see, here's why we must grieve what we never had. Because grieving what you never had, it begins to validate your pain. It honors your younger self. And you tell your younger self finally believes that it's not crazy. Like, no, you did not get something. You're not crazy. So you begin to honor your younger self and its feelings and what it experienced. It also helps you to release toxic shame. It helps you to break survival patterns, and it opens the door to actual healing. Grief says, I matter. My story matters. My needs are real. And I want to just share some ways that how we all can grieve what we never had, the process. And here's how I would suggest you begin. I would suggest that you name the loss. Name the loss. Say it. Write it. Speak it. I never received attention, and I needed it. I never received support, and I needed it. I never received a warm touch, and I needed it. Whatever that is, I never received blank, and I needed it. Say it, write it, speak it. And this is self-honoring. It's not self-pity. It's your truth. I also would suggest to feel the pain. Let yourself cry. Let your body process it. Because tears are holy, pivotal ones. Holy. Grief is a movement. It moves all of that gunk out of you. And then I would say honor the grief. Honor it. Welcome it. Light a candle. Write a letter to your younger self. Speak truth into the silence. I deserved to feel safe. I deserved to be seen. I deserved love. You know, witness it. Witness it. Or talk to a trusted friend. Share it with a coach. Speak to a therapist. Join healing communities. And then there's also some other ways to facilitate the process. Here's some practical support options. Of course, we have therapy. There's trauma-informed therapy. There's EMDR. There's inner child work. There's something called brain spotting, which I just learned about, and I probably will be sharing it with you. There's hypnotherapy, which I just had an experience with, and I'll be sharing it with you. Coaching, get a coach. Freedom coaching like I offer to help guide emotional processing. That could be helpful. Journaling. Let your subconscious speak. Just journal, let it out. Nature walks. Regulate your nervous system with nature walks, meditation, and spiritual practices, prayer, breath work, and grounding rituals. And then community, finding a safe community to be seen and heard and validated. And then you get to a point where you might ask, well, how do I know I fully grieved? How do I know that? Well, here's the truth. You may never fully finish grieving, but you'll know Healing is happening when the emotional charge softens and the triggers lessen, and you stop trying to earn love or safety. Your nervous system relaxes. You feel compassion for your younger self. And you stop trying to rewrite the past. You have peace, even as you remember. They just become stories at that point. And the wounds become wisdom. The pain becomes integrated. You're no longer carrying the ache. You're carrying the understanding. So here's the pivotal point, pivotals. You can't skip grieving and expect peace. I tried it and I know it. And when you finally grieve what you never had, you stop begging people to heal your past. You stop chasing unavailable people, friends, family, whoever. You stop doing that. You stop performing for approval and settling for crumbs of love. You become your own safe place. Self-awareness is the doorway, y'all. Grief is the process. Compassion is the medicine. You may have never heard anyone say this to you, so let me be the one. Your pain is real. Your unmet needs mattered. Your grief, just like your needs, is sacred. You don't have to keep performing strength while silently bleeding inside. Give yourself permission to grieve. Honor the wound. Welcome the wound. And step into the freedom your soul has always longed for. And pivotals, if you're ready to go even deeper, to process these layers, to honor your grief while building your healing, I invite you to work with me one-on-one through my freedom coaching. You can go to authordwaynebarnes.com and schedule your session. I'm open to working on a sliding scale, so don't let anything scare you away. Really want you to know that you don't have to heal alone. We can do this together. I'm Dwayne Barnes, and this has been The Pivotal Point with Dwayne Barnes. Until next time, stay rooted, stay whole, and stay loyal to your soul. And pivotal pointers, if this spoke to your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who's ready for their own pivotal point. Make sure you subscribe, leave a review, and help us to continue spreading truth, healing, and freedom.